to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me. And whoa, Ruben Guerrero. This is D-Style Boxing with Sman's Causing Panic. And we got Ruben Guerrero here. What's going on over here?
Orale, Holmes, where you been, eh? What's happening, Holmes?
I mean, we have a special guest host this week. Like, what's going on over here?
Shit, Holmes, my nephew G-Funk, eh? He invited me over. He was like, hey, man, come check out my pad, eh? You know? Shit, man, he's got a righteous pad, eh? Swimming pool, white picket fence and shit, eh? You know what I'm saying?
White picket fence. Has he built that little bench for the squirrel yet? Has that been done, Ruben?
Charlie Holmes, fuck that squirrel, eh? We don't build nothing for squirrels around here except for nuts, eh? What I live. Well, let me tell you something, eh? This G-Funk telling me I gotta wear this headset and shit, eh? What do you guys, you professional and shit, eh, or what?
Absolutely. We gotta be professional. For the first time in your life, you're being professional. So good job.
So you think you're all bad, eh?
But by the way, stop saying "a" after every sentence. We gotta be professional here. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, Holmes. Okay, hold on. Is that better, eh? Do I look? Let me button up the top, eh? Does that look better now, eh, or what?
Absolutely.
Shit, I don't like this headset, eh?
You got to be professional around here. You know what I mean? What's going on, Ruben? I mean, man, you been gone, bro. Where you been?
Shit, Holmes. G-Funk told me I had to be quarantined, eh, for about a month, eh? He said I was out partying too much, eh, without the firmes, you know? I was hanging around and shit, you know? So he was like, hey, Holmes, we got to be cool, eh? You can't come over, man. I got my kid here and everything. So, I've been kicking back, eh? And I've been waiting to come on, man. But I've been watching Hispanics Causing Panic, eh? You guys have been all right, eh?
All right. Hey, since you're here, tell us, man, who's the baby nuts of the quarter year? That's how long you've been gone. You know what I mean? Baby nuts of the week. Give it to us, Ruben. Come on, Ruben. Do your job, Ruben.
Shit, eh? But before I do that, eh, how do I look, eh? Do I look like one of them dudes in the studio? I'm getting ready to sing. Get ready to sing some oldies or some shit, eh? You know? Well, anyways.
Oh, Donna. Absolutely, yes.
Well, let me tell you something, eh? Hold on, let me get this headset straight, eh? Because I got to talk to you punks about something, eh? You punks, you the baby nuts of the week, and I'm going to tell you who it is, eh? The WBC, World Baby Nuts Council, eh? I said it last year when they were doing some punk stuff with Tyson Fury, and now they're doing some punk stuff again, eh? What do you think, eh? Am I right on this or what?
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. Look, we're in agreement, bro. Ain't nothing going to break this agreement right now. You know what I mean?
That's
absolutely.
Right, eh? That's right, Holmes. Because they're on some baby nut shit, Holmes. How you gonna give some bum, some dude? Nobody even knows who this dude's name is. He's out here fighting guys, 31 losses, 14 losses. He just lost his last fight. This guy's in line to get a shot at the vacant title, eh? What is this? What is this?
Hey, come on, bro. He's the best fighter out of Turkey. You know what I'm talking about?
Charlie Holmes, the only turkey I know is in the oven, eh? I don't know this guy. But let me tell you something, bro. Canelo, you got to be ashamed of yourself, eh, for asking for a fight like that, eh? I thought you were chingon and shit, eh? You want to fight some dude from Turkey no one's ever heard of, eh, for a belt. Charlie Holmes, give me a real fight, eh? I don't want to see this bum. What do you think, eh?
He was going to fight him on Thanksgiving, bro. Thanksgiving Day, November. You know what I'm talking about? Dia de Gracias, bro. You want to give the gracias to Canelo?
Charlie Holmes, that's baby nut shit, eh? I don't like that shit, eh? And you know what? How come they never gave my son a chance to fight some guy coming off a loss, fighting guys 31 losses to become the WBC champion, eh? Why not?
Your son? Like, well, why would they give that to your son? First of all, your son, he ain't been good in 10 years, bro.
Charlie Holmes, my son's badass, eh? Right now, he's in the gym. He's like this, eh? He's throwing shots at the bag right now, eh? He's doing CrossFit still.
Your son hasn't been good in 10 years.
Charlie Holmes, I want to hear none of that 10 years nonsense, eh? There you go, eh? See, I've been gone. Come on, eh? I've been gone for a while, and you want to come back with this, eh?
In 10 years, bro. 10 years hasn't been good.
Man, I don't want to hear that shit, eh? My son fought them all, eh? He got in there with all of them, eh? Did you see what he did to Berto, eh? Did you see what he did to Berto?
Man, you weren't talking like that when he lost to Salito. You weren't talking like that.
I don't want to hear
like that when he lost to
shit,
Floyd.
eh? Nah, he's a chicken, eh? Floyd ran like a chicken, eh? He is a punk, eh? And his dad, too. His dad didn't want to throw down with me, eh? I said, meet me outside, eh? We could throw down right now. And he said, nah, Charlie Holmes. I was going to give him
Man,
the kick. You know what I'm saying?
throw down with me, Ruben. You're going to throw down with me. All right, talking about your son. Ain't nobody care about your son, bro. He lost Figueroa last time I saw him. Okay? He made Figueroa look like he had hands of stone, bro. You know what I mean? That was a feather-fisted punch.
Let me tell you something, eh? We had a few things we got to work out, eh? But we're going to come back strong. You mark my words, eh? G-Funk is going to get the exclusive, eh? Like these guys here on YouTube, I see breaking news exclusive. He's going to get the exclusive, eh? On the Ghost, Holmes. And I'm going to give it to him, eh? Because he's my nephew, Holmes. And I love him, eh? But you know what? You on that punk stuff, too, eh? Talking about 10 years, eh? Why didn't you give my son a shot like that, eh? Why didn't you give him a shot, eh?
Let me tell you something, bro. Okay? Your son is irrelevant now, just like you. All right? So with that said, that's a baby nuts of the week. Anything you want to say to, Suleiman?
Suleiman, you're a punk, eh? You're nothing but a punk. And that's why I called your sanctioning body, eh? World Baby Nuts Council, eh? Because you guys always pulling some punk stuff like this, eh? And you never gave my son a chance, eh? He's a hard-working, badass Chicano, eh? And you never gave him a shot, eh?
If this was good, if this is true, bro, A-Rod said, I seen your son picking strawberries in Watsonville already, loco. What's going on, bro? He's picking strawberries. What's going on?
Shit, Holmes. We get down here, man, in the Central Valley, Holmes. This is my raza, eh? We're out here helping the people, eh? We out here, we do what we got to do, eh? And that's why my son is a badass, eh?
Man, Ricky Martin was like with the ladies the last time your son was good, okay?
Ricky Martin.
Last time... But with that said, Ruben Guerrero, you're out of here, bro. This Hispanics causing panic.
Panic causing panic. Lascano.
Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me and G-Funk on archive. Shout out to everybody listening on the Leave It in the Ring network. Make sure you throw a jab. Hit the like button. Make sure you share this to all your social media platforms. We most definitely appreciate all the support. And this is your August 19th edition, all right, of this show. I'm your host, D-Style Boxing, co-host G-Funky, of course. Check it out, G-Funky. We got a great show here, but we're going to go over, McCaskill, Brackus. All right. We're going to, touch on that for sure. I know you're looking forward to that a little bit. Porter versus Formella. I know you can't wait for that one. All right. Nobody can wait till we go over that. WBC ruling and the DAZN not approving. We're going to definitely touch on that. Garcia Campbell looks like it's done. Once again, WBC saying, "Oh, for real this time, like we promised. This time, it's done." Khan versus De La Hoya. Puts Oscar De La Hoya out there pumping his jab while training, and of course, Teofimo Lopez attacking the quote-unquote media boxing experts. All right. Also, Magdaleno no longer. That's just Jesse Magdaleno no longer facing Emmanuel Navarrete. Well, that's a little bit upsetting for sure. And Chavez Sr. telling us he's going to knock out Arce. What? Right? Let's start off with this first. Right? McCaskill Brackus. G-Funky.
Yes.
I thought it was a close fight. Okay? It was a close fight. McCaskill won the fight. It's a fair verdict. I don't have an issue with it. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, my thoughts are like this, man. I told you. I told Beeb, and I told everybody in the chat that was there that was doubting me, man. You know, I gotta brag a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I thought it was a fantastic fight, man. Real good fight.
It was.
I had it scored 6-4 for McCaskill, but I did mark a couple of rounds in there that were very, very close rounds. So, you know, I understand some people thinking it could have went to Brackus and things like that, but I feel like McCaskill earned it, man. I think she went in there and she was the ring general. You know, she came in there, she got close, she was able to land a lot of good shots, a lot of hard shots. Brackus she just doesn't look the same to me, man. She doesn't move around the ring quite as good as she used to. She wasn't pumping that jab as much, but you know, I think it was mostly because of what McCaskill was doing, man. She was getting low, she was getting real low and firing shots up, you know, like, and just coming at these awkward, weird angles. And I think that might have threw off Baracus a little bit. So, you know, she came in and did her thing, man. I felt like she was definitely the ring general. I felt like she landed the cleaner, harder shots. And I gave her the fight, man. I mean, you could just look at Baracus' face after the fight, man. She was all bruised up everywhere. So, I mean, you know, McCaskill was laying some good hands on her, man. And, you know, I'm happy for her. She's come a long way in her life. You know, she said she was homeless at one point in her life when she was just a little girl. And I mean, to be homeless and then to, you know, become the undisputed welterweight champion in the women's division, that's a hell of an accomplishment. And I also want to give a shout out to Cecilia Brækhus, who had 25 consecutive defenses of a world title, a tremendous accomplishment. And not only that, she was gracious in defeat. You know, she didn't complain about it. She didn't whine about it. You know, she just said, hey, you know, the judges didn't see it my way. And, you know, I wish McCaskill nothing but the best. She said, take care of the belts. So, you know, she was very humble and classy in defeat. So shout out to both of these women, man. This was a good fight. But, of course, G-Funk picked a huge upset, man. So I deserve a little something. You know, give me a hand in the chat. Give me a hand, guys, all right?
Look, you know what? It's a fair verdict. You know, I scored it 6-4 for the first lady, for Cecilia Brækhus, myself. But I do believe McCaskill winning, there's no complaining there. You know what I mean? And I'm not one of those guys. I don't believe in that whole you got to take it from the champion and all that. Like, I believe if you win a round, you win a round. That's it. If you're the champion and you're better, you'll win the round. You know what I mean? Dan the man on the how's it going? Dan the man. He says McCaskill Brækhus rematch maybe underway. Absolutely. You know, and look, A-Rod and Chicano Prophet are giving you your claps and all that. You know what I mean? By the way, guys, stay right here. We got a great show for you. I know you like to thumb it down and leave sometimes. You know, stay and listen a little bit. We got a great show for you. I promise you. All right. But as far as that goes, man, you know, McCaskill won. You know, she did her thing. But I agree with you. I think Cecilia Brækhus, you know, definitely took the, you know, loss well. You know, I know they're saying maybe, like the man said, maybe it's on the way. But, you know, Cecilia was already talking about, you know, like she misses her family and like she's talking about things she funky that. Well, usually when a boxer talks like that, like they're ready to go. Like they're like, it almost felt like the weight was off her shoulders now. She looked a little relieved even. Like telling her, I can't wait, what are you going to do? And like she's talking about spending time with her family. And so I don't know if she's going to come back. I just don't know. What do you think? You think that's it for her? Or you think she's going to come back, try to get that rematch?
Well, if she comes back for the rematch, I'm all for it. You know me, man. I always like to run it back when a fight is close. And I believe this fight was close. So, you know, I'm not going to rule out a rematch or get mad at a rematch. But, right, man, she is saying all the things that you would hear from a fighter who's ready to hang the gloves up, you know. She had a hell of a run, man. A hell of a run. And, you know, I'm one to say, you know, if you feel like you can financially survive off of what you've earned in the sport of boxing, and you have you know, your brain intact, you know, hey, it's a good thing, man, to walk away and like that. So I'm not mad at her if she decides to retire. But if the rematch is there, let's do it. I'm all for it, man. I'll be picking McCaskill again. I think she'll beat her this time, and I think it'll be more convincing.
I don't know, man. Like Cecilia Braxton can make some adjustments, and I think McCaskill's very one dimensional in what she does, but she's only going to be that much older when they rematch. You know what I mean? She's not going to get any younger, so it'll be interesting for sure. I don't know, man. Like I know Katie Taylor has a win over McCaskill. Maybe she'll move up eventually, and maybe she gets a rematch with Katie Taylor and all that good stuff. That's another match happening this weekend. That first Katie Taylor Pursuit fight was on the undercard of Andy Ruiz, Joshua, the first fight. They're going to be rematching. I didn't put on the notes here, but I just want to mention that really quick. That fight is going to be fire. Okay. And I'm telling you, man, that's another, like, I believe that's undisputed. I could be wrong about that. People correct me in the chat, but that's another big fight. I think Katie Taylor's going to win convincingly this time over Pursoon. Do you have any quick prediction on that fight, Chief Funky?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the things that she did wrong in that first fight, I think can easily be corrected. One thing I noticed for sure was that when Pursoon was coming forward and applying a lot of that pressure, Taylor was kind of just going straight back, and that's something you never want to do when someone's coming straight at you. I mean, you can only go back so far, and the next thing you know, you're backpedaling and it looks like you're falling off balance and things like that. Just
Right.
a few small adjustments that she can make to avoid those bum rushes like that. So yeah, I'm on board with you on that one, man. I think Taylor's gonna make the right adjustments and she's gonna win this fight. But I think there's gonna be some good moments, because Pursoon, she's gonna come after him. She felt like she was robbed the first time. So I think she's gonna come in guns blazing again. And it's really up to Katie Taylor to make those proper adjustments to win the fight. And I think that she can definitely do that. So I'm rolling with her.
All right, and by the way, G Funky, I know you're the upset special guy. Like, you know what I mean? You're all about the upsets. You know what I mean? So, hey, are we gonna see an upset on Fox? Formella, however you pronounce it, versus Porter. G Funky, is he gonna pull it off? Is Porter gonna be upset? Is it going to happen? Is Formella the new name to look out for? Is going to shock the world back to back? How about it, G Funky? You want to call it? You want to go? You want to call it? Call it now, G Funky. Do it.
Oh man, I do love a good upset, and I love to predict them. Because much like me, I've been an underdog all through life, and I've come through. But man, I don't see that happening here, man. Hell no. Man, let me tell you something, man. I like Sean Porter. Don't get me wrong, man. I think he's a good fighter. He's definitely one of the best in that division. But this guy, man, come on, man. I looked at some of this guy's fights. This dude is as soft as tissue, bro. I think he gets stopped, bro. And I think he gets stopped pretty quickly and pretty easily. This is a dumpster juice of a matchup here.
Oh, this
I'm sorry, man. I'm not for it.
Formella, bro.
I ain't with it. I ain't with it, man. I think Porter could have been in there with somebody else, I don't like it. I don't know, because I never heard of this dude, man. I don't even know who. I had to go and do some research on this guy. I could barely find a fight on him, So I mean, and then when I did see the fight that I found, I mean, he looks decent against some of these club fighters he's fighting, but man, Porter's gonna get right in this dude's chest. He don't got any kind of pop. Nothing he lands on Porter's gonna hurt him. He's just gonna rush right through that. It's gonna be almost. I think it's gonna be like when he knocked out Paulie Malignaggi, man. That's what I see here, man. That's what I see here. But this is a dumpster juice of a matchup, bro. I'm sorry, it just is.
Let me give a rundown on the chat here. Shout out to Chicano Prophet, Sonteo Media, A-Rod, Mike 202, and A Stone 8 on here. A-Rod, of course. We got Bruce Goes, Ion G, Dan the Man, the Texan. All right. Stormy B Man on here as well. Shout out to all you guys. Make sure you throw a jab at my like button. I agree with you. I mean, there's levels to this. I'm not going to hold it too much. A lot of people are getting on Porter for some reason, but Porter's had probably the toughest schedule out of all the welterweights. Okay, out of all of them, and I'll invite anybody. Bring me your names, and I'll bring you Porter's names. And that's that. And I'll say that to anybody. You know that, G Funky. I don't care who the hell they are. Right?
Right.
And
right.
they could get mad and all that, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. Okay. Porter's fought Cal Brook. Right? I thought that was a close fight that could have gone either way. The judges gave it to Cal Brook. Right? Okay. And he fought Cal Brook when Cal Brook was Cal Brook, undefeated. Right? Before he moved up and made that decision to fight Triple G. Before all that. Right? He fought, Ugas. And at the time, he remembers G Funky. Like, people were like, Ugas, but it turns out that Ugas not that bad. It turns out having a close fight with Ugas is not a bad thing. And he won that fight. Okay. He fought Danny Garcia, beat him. Another close fight. A close fight with Keith Thurman. The judges gave it to Keith Thurman. A close fight with Errol Spence. The judges gave it to Errol Spence. You can argue that knockdown was the difference. This guy has fought the who's who. So if he's gonna fight Formella, who's still like in this sanctioning body, a top 10 guy, it's just not that big of a deal. I'll give him a pass. I don't know if it should be the main event. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about that. Okay, they could have probably put this fight on the undercard of one of the other big fights, maybe on the undercard of the Charlo pay-per-views or something. But this is where they put it. It is what it is. But I'm not too upset about it, to be honest with you. I'll give him a pass.
It's been frustrating, man. I'm glad boxing's back. Don't get me wrong. But some of these dudes, man, that are coming up and fighting made dudes, never heard of them. Never heard of these cats.
Well, keep in mind, just because you never heard of them doesn't make them like trash fighting. Like, no one heard about Ugas, and now if Formella comes out and beats Porter,
I'll be in
like
shock
fools next week. You know what I mean?
I'll be in absolute shock if that happens. But styles always make fights, and I think that Porter is a nightmare style for Formella, and it's going to be easy work, man.
Yeah, shout out to Curtis Anderson on here, and Chicano Province. Every time Jimmy says dump the juice, I'm taking a shot. Man, you're going to freaking be stumbling after this show. And, of course, dumpster juice is the new saying, bro. Like, goddamn, dumpster juice this and dumpster juice that. And you know what I mean? I like it, though. I like it. I think Porter's going to win this fight. All right. And, by the way, for everyone listening on the Leave It in the Ring network, we appreciate your listens and all that good stuff. If you're listening on iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, go ahead and rate us, man. Give us that 5 stars for the content to Leave It in the Ring. And all that good stuff. You know what I mean? You can listen to us on iHeart, on Stitcher, and Block Talk, and, Spotbeam, and Podbeam, whatever it is. We're on all of them. With that said, Chief Funky, before we get to our main topic, our main course, really quick, I was excited about Jesse Magdaleno facing Emmanuel Navarrete. To finally, I felt, okay, now he's going to fight somebody with a pulse, like I'm glad you're active, dude, but goddamn, fight somebody that's going to fight you back. It's coming is a legitimate threat. And the fight's no longer going to happen. They didn't meet some fucking deadline, so now we're not going to get the fucking fight. Tell us what's going on with that, Chief Funky.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. But this is according to Jake Donovan of Boxing Scene, and the title reads, Navarrete versus Villa, WBO featherweight title ordered, Magdaleno pulled, man. So it looks like he's going to be fighting some guy named Ruben Villa, who is 18-0 with 5 knockouts. He's 23, and he's from Salinas, California, which is not far from here, Central California. I'm in Northern California. So hopefully this guy can come in here and get down a little bit with Navarrete. But, man, dude, this is disappointing, man. Magdaleno and Navarrete, oh, man, that would have been beautiful, man. We talked about it before, and we all agreed it was going to be a good fight. But, It happened, man.
They
This
screwed us, bro.
happened. Yep.
They screwed us. They're screwing us. You know what I
Hey.
mean? That's what they're doing.
Boxing fans have been taking L's this week. A lot of L's.
Come on, bro.
And this is another
They're gonna
one,
take
man.
it away from us. Like, well, what's with this? Like, they're teasing us with these fights. You know what I mean? Like they keep teasing us with these fights. Like here's the fight, psych. You know what I mean? Here's the fight, psych. Like, nah, bro, come on. Right? I want to see this fight. Give me this damn fight. Right? I want to see Jesse Magdaleno against Manuel Navarrete because at least this dude has a pulse, bro. All right? I don't know. Like, come on, dude. I like Manuel Navarrete, bro, but he's got to fight a name, dude. Come on.
Yeah. And I think Magdaleno would have gave him some fucking problems, man. I really do.
That's not a guarantee win.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. And man, I'm telling you, man, boxing fans have been taking L's this week, man. And the L's continue to roll in.
That's right. Just like, man, you know what? We're taking L's. Like Lomachenko's going to take an L, bro. You know what I mean? We're just falling down, getting knocked out by boxing. You know what I mean? Just like Lomachenko's going to get knocked out, right?
Stretched out, bro.
I want to play this clip here, Chief Funky. This is from Mexican media, and we're going to talk about it.
Nuestro campeón deluxe.
Whoa.
Nuestro campeón deluxe, o no sé cómo se llame la denominación, es Canelo y va a pelear por el cinturón. Déjenme leer bien el nombre del bulto al que le pusieron. Avni Yildirim. El turco Avni
claro.
Yildirim. ¿Por qué mejor el CMB no le da el cinturón a Canelo? En buena onda. O sea, ¿por qué no mejor ya le dicen, Canelo, mira, nos caes a toda madre, te queremos hacer campeón? La última victoria de Avni Yildirim fue contra un cuate cuyo récord era de 3 victorias, 33 derrotas. ¿Quién sabe cuándo sea la pelea esta que van a hacer? Pero si es después de octubre, Yildirim va a pasar 2 años sin haber boxeado para subirse al ring contra Canelo Álvarez. Felicidades, boxeo. Lo están haciendo muy bien. La verdad es que lo están haciendo muy bien. Dios bendiga los pesos completos, porque si no, el boxeo hoy, quién sabe de qué diablos estaríamos hablando. Y miren que aquí nos gusta el boxeo. Aquí entrevistamos boxeadores, nos caen bien los boxeadores, todo, pero de verdad, terrible la decisión del día de hoy.
Well, there you go. I did the translation there for you guys, so they're obviously not happy about it. Okay, the reason I played that clip, by the way, is just I just want to hear, okay, like, oh, you guys are hating, and like this is not just, you know, and I need to go in like really on the WBC here. WBC ruled. Oh, by the way, I like how they do this shit. Okay. Before I go, fucking what are your thoughts on the WBC's ruling to have Canelo fight the Anvil Neidhart here, whatever his name is, right?
What are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
Oh, you caught me with a sneaky little left hook right there, man.
Right.
I wasn't expecting that one, but yeah, dude, I don't even know who this dude is. I don't even think I can pronounce his name. Avni Yildirim or Yul. I was calling him Yulog the other day on my show. This is terrible, man. This is terrible. Just like that reporter said, the last guy he was in there with, his last win, the guy had, 14 losses? The guy before that, 31 losses? And then he lost. The man lost his last fight that he was in. How do you lose your last fight and become the #1 contender for a vacant title, man? This is an absolute joke, man. An absolute joke, and it's a disgrace to boxing. Man. It's an absolute disgrace, and this is just more red meat for people that constantly hate on boxing. We use these things as an excuse to not support the sport. These guys, you know, they deserve it, man. They deserve it because they do stupid stuff like this, man. I hate it. I can't stand it. I just don't get it, man. I don't know what this does for the sport, how it makes the sport better, how it makes your belt the most pristine belt. Like they always say, the green belt is the money belt, blah, blah, blah. The green belt is a joke now, guys, okay? It's an absolute joke now. I mean, they're giving this guy a chance to win the Canelo. They're going to give him a chance to win their WBC strap fighting his sparring partner, bro. Look at this. The picture right here. This guy used to spar with Canelo. Sparring partner, bro. We talking about practice. Like Allen Iverson, we talking about practice here, right? That's exactly what this is. This will be practice for Canelo. Okay, this is a joke, man. Get him out of here. WBC, you could stick it, man. Like Hulk Hogan said, you fans can stick it, brother. That's what the WBC can do, man. They can stick it.
I like how the WBC tries to make shit sound legit. Like for example, oh no, but we voted on it. Like it was unanimous. 36-1. Who are these 37 people voting? Who are they? Who are these guys? Like, I want to know who these 37 dudes that vote and make these decisions on who's going to fight for the title are. Who are they? Who is it? Is it former dudes former boxers? Is Chavez Sr. one of the people voting? Is Pintor there voting? I'd rather see them voting. Who are these 37 motherfuckers that are voting for the WBC? Like, what type of vote is this exactly? Like who elected these people to vote? Like who got them to vote for this shit? That's the first thing I want to know. What qualifies them to be voting on this? Because it's a made-up facade. It's a bunch of made-up bullshit. Okay, when they come out, all right, and they're talking about, hey, 36-1. We totally voted on it. It's totally legit because we voted on it. We went to Hawaii and we voted, and it was unanimous. Oh, okay. Well, you went to Hawaii and you voted, so I guess that makes it totally legit then. Because I guess if you would have voted in Alaska, it wouldn't have counted or something. Like, I guess if you just stayed your asses and fucking, if you just stayed your ass in Mexico City, it wouldn't, I guess it wouldn't have counted there. But when you go to Hawaii, you know what I mean? It just totally makes it legit. When I thought it was 35-1, I said, it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? When I heard 36-1, oh, okay. You know why it's 36-1? Hey, Chief Funky, you know why it's 36-1?
Why is that?
Because it was 37-0, all right? And they would have called it bullshit. You know what I mean? That's a bunch of bullshit, bro. 37-0? See, now that's a bunch of bullshit right there. Like, now 31, no, 36-1 totally makes it seem like there was a dude duking it out right there. You know what I mean? That one was probably for Chavez Jr. All right? But anyway, look. I am getting sick and tired of WBC, and I'm sick and tired of all the sanctioning bodies. All of them. All right? I'm tired of super belts. I'm tired of franchise belts and diamond belts and this belt and that belt. What the fuck's going on over here? Belt after belt. Oh, but we got this belt, and this one's a regular belt, and then we got an interim belt. We'll talk about it later, but we got fucking Garcia Campbell, okay, for an interim WBC lightweight belt. You already got Lomachenko with a franchise, got Devin Haney with a WBC regular, and then you're going to have a fucking interim belt. This is disgusting. It's disgusting is what it is. What the hell's going on? What in the hell's going on? Shout out to Jupiter B. Says salute to Hispanic cause and panic. Hit the damn like button, and I appreciate the support always. I'm tired of the WBC making up belts. I told you guys last year, and I don't want to hear we all saw it coming. I'm the one that fucking said it. I have the receipt for it. If you don't have a receipt for it, you don't get to claim it. I get to claim it because I have the fucking receipt. I told you that it's trying to make this shit a super belt. Okay? And you know what, Chief Funky? I'm hearing guys say, oh, but I'm down with the WBA. What? WBC is trying to do what the WBA is already doing. When the super belt came out, WBA came out and they said, oh, don't worry. Don't worry. All right? Please don't worry. Super Championship's just going to be for those special ones. Sound familiar? It's going to be for the guys that become undisputed. To allow guys to fight for, to unify. That's what it's for. To become a super champion, you have to have 10 title defenses or unified belts, one or the other. Well, we all know that's a crock of shit today. It's just another sanctioning belt right alongside the regular belt now. And we're going to turn around, and you're going to have the franchise belt, and you're going to have the regular, their whole champion and the franchise champion. It's just a WBC's version of that. That's all that is, man. That's all it is. That's all it's ever going to be. Now back to this. WBC comes out, all right? Speaking of receipts, I got the fucking receipt, okay? I have it on Twitter. You go check out at D-Style Boxing. The day before, they announced the WBC will be voting, all right, on who's going to get, who's going to fight for the WBC vacant championship at 168 pounds. That's what they said. I responded to the WBC tweet and I said, it's an open auction is what this is. All right? That's what it is. It's an FYI. Take out your money. Who's got more money for me? Who's got more money to offer me? Well, who's got the most moolah? Hey, Chief Funky, who's got the most moolah at 168?
I think we're looking at him right there, the gentleman with the red hair and the freckles, right there.
Man, there ain't nobody surprised. Nobody's surprised that Canelo was picked. No, nobody said, oh my God, Canelo. Like, nobody was surprised about that. That surprised no one. You guys know you weren't fucking surprised. What we were really, and we weren't even, I wasn't even expecting like a world beater, but goddamn, and this dude, the Anvil Neidhart, all right, this dude, Yildirim, this guy, you guys saw it. Okay, he beat a dude that's 42-14, a fucking nobody, and he beat a dude that's 3-31, and he lost his last fight. He lost to Anthony Durrell almost 2 years ago, dude. Almost 2 fucking years ago. Gaines, I think he beat Povetkin for the regular WBA, but I think he got stripped immediately after that. But that said, to the Klitschko never had the original WBA, but I hear you. This Super Champion is really the title now. You know what I mean? But the WBC has created like a weird situation now. Because and again, I don't have receipts for this. I just got dude's words. That's all I got. Okay? You know what I mean? That's all I got. WBC ruled this dude, but let me tell you something. I said, don't jump the gun. Right? Because one, I don't know if Canelo's accepted it yet. Also, DAZN ain't gonna pay $30 million for this fight. The fuck? Like, I know they're making it rain and shit, but man, ain't nobody makes it rain on a fucking ugly fat stripper. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. Unless they're feeling it, like they already gave you, okay? Like they already gave you the ugly broad. You know what I mean? But now, you know, they want some good ones. What the fuck's going on? Be it to be on here. Even DAZN said enough. They did, laughing my ass. Absolutely. DAZN said nah. They also said no to some other fights before. But see, like right now, they've created this they've opened the Pandora's box, right? And they're kind of stuck between, these guys, want more money. These guys will accept it, but DAZN doesn't want these fights. So they're kind of stuck in the middle where you're trying to make a damn fight happen. So I told Chicano Prophet and Chief Funky, all right? They can tell you if I'm lying, all right? DAZN ain't going to prove this fight, okay? That's what I was going to come and say tonight, but the breaking news beat me to it. You know what I mean? So breaking news, but exclusive. No. But Chief Funky, what are your thoughts on DAZN saying, nah?
Well, I've been pretty hard on DAZN ever since it's become a thing. Even the last week's fight, I was talking trash about him. But I got to give it to him, man. Even they said, the hell with this dumpster juice. And I want you to kind of I want you to take another shot. All right. Dumpster juice of a fight that this is, man. This is ridiculous, man. Nobody wants to see this. And let me tell you something, man. They're lucky that this fight could still possibly happen. Who knows during the pandemic? Because no one would show up with or without the pandemic. Nobody knows who this guy is. Nobody cares about this dude. He hasn't fought nobody in 2 years or almost 2 years, and he lost his last fight. How on earth is he even in the conversation? How's he? I mean, I just don't understand it, man. But you know what? DAZN, hey, I'm proud of you. I got to give you credit when credit is due. That's the type of guy G-Funk is, man. If I criticize someone on doing some punk stuff, it's because they deserve it. And when they finally do something right, I give them credit when they're doing something right. And they're finally doing something right here because this is garbage, man. This is a big giant L for boxing fans if this was to go through, man. And I'm glad that they said, hell no, enough is enough.
Hey, man, and I played the clip, even the Mexican press is tired of it, bro. Right? Even they're saying, you know what I mean? Like this fight, I ain't down with this fight. Well, why don't you just give the belt to Canelo? You know what I mean? Do an Eric Bischoff with Triple H. Just give him the fucking belt. Why don't you just do that? Just hand him the fucking belt.
They could do Nike, the finger poke of doom. He could just poke this guy in the chest with his glove, and then he'll just go down and count 10. That's it. It's over. Man, this voting bullshit reminds me of the fucking NWA, the wrestling days, when they would vote on who the champion should be because they're a bigger draw. Well, that's cool with boxing. I mean, with wrestling. But this is boxing, bro. It's supposed to be a legitimate sport. Come on. You might as well just hand him the belt the way you're going. Like, just fucking give it to him. Do a fucking tournament. Put Anthony Durrell. Put Benavidez. Okay, put freaking Canelo. Danny Jacobs. Right? You could put a couple more dudes. Just do a tournament for the damn belt or something. Do a 4-man tournament. Whatever. Okay? Can you at least fucking try? Can you try? Suleiman thinks we're stupid, bro. He's out here saying that, no, this guy totally deserves a fight. Because he gave Anthony Durrell a good fight, he said. What do you think? That's what I think. That is hilarious. Yeah, the guy deserves a crack at the belt because he put up a good fight in his last fight. Well, guess what, moron? The guy lost the last fight. He didn't even win that fight. There's no way that these guys can justify this decision, man. Absolutely no way. I'm sorry, but you're not going to convince me.
Yeah, Kane says, and like this is something I talked about with as well with you guys. His promoter getting bribe money with the WBC. Like, how do you get busted in GTA and then I bribe money in the police and get back to 5 stars? I got you. There's definitely some bribe stuff going on because none of it makes sense. That's stupid. That's like, oh, you know what? Man. The Dallas Cowboys, like, they didn't make the playoffs, but let's just put them in the playoffs because, man, they had such a tough game in the last game. You know what I mean? They put up such a good effort. They just put them in the Super Bowl. Like what? What? They don't even have a good record. What do you mean? They beat the Browns with 2 wins. What do you mean we should put them in the Super Bowl? Yeah, but they look so good. Like they put up a fight for like 3 quarters, in their last game. Only in boxing. Only in boxing. And this is the WBC. Believe. And the zone saying, man, you motherfuckers taking money. We're the ones paying money. All right? That tells you everything. You know what I mean? It's always the ones that take the money and don't put in the money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, G Funky?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Well, of course, the WBC will put them in there with whoever. They're like, oh, man, we're going to get 3% out of 30-some million. All right. My motherfuckers are already making plans and shit. They're going to go to Hawaii again with that fucking money, bro.
Another vote. Yep, another vote.
What's going on? My motherfuckers already like, they already
more,
counted the 3% of 35 million and shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is good right here. Like, the zone's like, whoa. We're not here to pay your fucking vacations to Hawaii and fucking all this other bullshit. Like, what the fuck's going on over here? We're going to put this dude with the Anvil Neidhart and shit. All right, what the hell's going on over here? We want, like, what the hell's going on, bro? Like,
it's terrible, man.
Got Rene Boxion in the chat. How's it going? A-Rod on here in Gaines PP says somebody needs to put hands on Fatboy Suleiman. I would love to interview Suleiman. I would ask him, and the questions that I want to relate to the media, ask him, who are these people that vote? Who are they? And who are they? What makes them so special? Like, you know what I mean? Why do they always conveniently always vote for Suleiman as a president? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is this just conveniently done? And how have they been in power for so long? And how does it get passed on from father to son just like that? Like, well, what's going on over here? It's supposed to be some like this whole thing is like a monarchy, bro. The WBC is a monarchy and shit. They just pass it on and shit. He just inherited the presidency for the WBC. But it gets voted on. Who are these people voting? Like, at least with Congress, they're corrupt as shit, but I know who they are. I know how they're put in there.
Maybe Chicano Prophet is on the panel. No, Paul. Maybe these guys are on the panel voting on this stuff.
Bruce Ghost says, hashtag boycott the WBC. I mean, they're all corrupt, bro. All of them. Every single last one of them are corrupt. Right? The argument becomes who's more corrupt. But, I mean, at that point, it just depends. It depends who's in a more convenient spot. Some of them are in bed with some promoters and others. It's a big mixed bag. But at the end of the day, here's what I do want to say. All right, Chief Funky? I got something to say, Chief Funky.
What you got?
Well, one, let me first say this, because we haven't talked about this, but Benavidez took an L against, hey, you're the 1 in 36 and 1, it's a Chicano Prophet, by the way. First of all, David Benavidez should be stripped, okay? And I know there's people saying, hey, well, had Benavidez fight Canelo for the belt. I got to be honest. There's got to be consequences for not making weight like that. Like, there has to be consequences for, not making weight and for, being undisciplined. This is the second time the dude gets stripped, right? First to cocaine, now to not making weight. I'm not going to call it a duck. I'm just not. I don't believe it's appropriate to say Canelo ducked Benavidez, because Benavidez shouldn't be fighting for the title. That's why I propose do a tournament where he has to at least win 2 fights, win an eliminator and then win the title in the next bout. But that's what I would have done. But that's my opinion on it, G-Funk. Yeah, I don't think he's ducking Benavidez. I don't. There's people saying he's ducking Benavidez. He's ducking Benavidez. I don't see it. What am I missing? What are my eyes missing? What are my ears missing? What are my senses missing, G-Funky?
Here's what I'll say, man, and here's why I'm calling it a duck, okay? Now, is there contracts or was there ever an offer? Because I know that's the first thing that these businessmen will do. The Canelo businessmen, the Canelo defense attorneys, put on the suit and tie, get their little briefcase, put some tres flores in the hair, comb it back so they look presentable in front of the judge, all that good stuff. Here's what I'll say, man. On some man code shit. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I had the belt. Okay, I'm Benavidez. I got the belt. I've had the belt. Yes, I miss weight. I get stripped, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't hear me complaining about him getting stripped. Matter of fact, I got on him about missing weight. That's his own fault. That's no blame for himself. But then this guy comes in and all of a sudden requests to fight Jim the Anvil Neidhart for the belt that I've been had. And you didn't want no smoke with me when I had it, but now you want to fight Neidhart for it, That's, to me, that's some sneaky punk stuff, man, in my opinion. And I don't like it, man. I don't like that. And again, I mean, we've got on Anvil Neidhart about what's he done and what he's done to earn a shot. But what's Canelo done to earn the shot at 168? Beat Rocky Fielding? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. That's the way I'm looking at it.
There's no argument for me with that. I'm not a fan of. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's the way I'm looking at it. I had the belt. You wasn't trying to fight for it when I had it. I get stripped, and now you want to fight for it. That's the way I'm looking at it, man. All right, on some real shit, not this contract stuff that a lot of these guys like to talk about.
Before I continue to it out, bro, Neidhart, bro, you know what I mean? That's
pull the goatee.
his name, bro. I don't even know I didn't even double check if I spelled it right. You know what I mean? Yildirim, like what the hell, bro? What's his first name again? It's
Advin.
That's what I call him, the Anvil, bro. Neidhart. You know what I mean? I don't know, but look, man. All right. Look. Shout out to Reggie Owen, Jupiter B, and BFTB. Look. I get your point. But Benavidez should not be – I'm sorry, guys. He should not be fighting for the title next. You know what I mean? We can't have a situation where these guys could just miss weight and I'm just going to fight for the title anyway. You know what I mean? He can't fight for the title next. I'm sorry.
I agree.
And that's my point.
I agree.
Plus, this guy right here, right, the Anvil and shit, he was going to fight Benavidez next. Henry, that's outside of Benavidez and Canelo's control. You know what I mean? So, he was lined up. I need to see some proof that Canelo specifically said, I want to fight that guy for the title. I don't think he said that. I think they put in, hey, I want to fight for the title. You know what I mean? I think that's what he put in, and they used the franchise tag from middleweight, which I'm not condoning. There's a lot of nuance to this, but I think that's what he used. I just don't think he said, I want to fight that guy. You know what I mean? That's just what I think. I think they should do Callum Smith. That's what I think at the very least. But hey, I just can't. I can't call it a duck. I'm
calling it a duck with extra plum sauce, and it's because again, the guy didn't want to throw his name in the hat until Benavidez lost the belt. That's the way I'm looking at it, man. Now, here's my thing: if Canelo fights. I don't know if he's going to fight the Anvil or not.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen now because the zone said, hell no, we're not putting that on our platform, all right? If he fights, from what I'm hearing, it could be Smith, okay? And, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him fighting Smith. That's a much better fight than the Anvil. Okay.
Right.
If he wins that fight and he becomes the WBC and the WBA champion at 168, Benavidez could fight somebody else. Then he can fight Benavidez then, and I'll be okay with it. But until then, I'm gonna call it a duck with plum sauce, man, because this guy was not talking about fighting for no WBC strap when Benavidez had it. It wasn't until the man got stripped. Now he's like, hey, let me fight for it now. You know, like, I don't like that, man. I think that's some punk, sneaky stuff, man. I really do. And until he gets in the ring and fights him, I'm going to continue to say it, man.
I just look, man. I just think we need more evidence for a guy to duck somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Benavidez, even if Canelo wasn't going out of his way to fight him, you know what I mean? You know, I just, it's not like Benavidez was out pursuing Canelo and like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like, I just can't, you know, like he kind of knew that he had a mandatory coming up with his Anvil guy. Now obviously Canelo's going to get the fight, but is it going to happen? I don't know. Let me go over some of these chats here. Jupiter B says, I'd respect Benavidez fighting to regain his title, then he didn't lose in the ring. Then Yildirim coming off a loss 2 years ago. He didn't lose it in the ring, but he didn't make weight. You know what I mean? So that means does he belong in that weight class if he's not making weight? You know, like that's what I'll say. A-Rod says, weak sauce. All right. Well, there you go. Boxing Conversations. I don't get how the Anvil, is getting another shot at the WBC title so quick. Dude, like, he lost a fight almost 2 years ago and they're going to give him a damn title shot. That's insane. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen, dude. Like, you know? Renan says not just with Benavidez. It's with several other fighters, the issues with Canelo. Well, here's my thing. Look. Let's go down the. Everybody knows I'm not this big Canelo fan, but let's keep it real for a second, okay? It's easy to criticize Canelo, okay? Like, it just is. If we go down the line, the fight was offered to Billy Joe Saunders, and now I see him barking, okay? Like, I see him barking over there and shit like a little chihuahua. Why you offered the fight, Billy Joe? Hey, yo, Billy Ho, why did you take the fucking fight? What? I need more time to train all this other bullshit. How much time did he need? He had enough time.
Not only that, bro, he just came out recently before all this happened and said, man, I'm so confident. If Canelo would fight me in December, there'll be plenty of time. They ain't got to pay me until I beat him.
Well, yeah. He turned on. He don't get to talk. You don't get to talk and call Canelo cherry picker, and because first of all, you're a fucking cherry picker. That's number one, okay? And you were offered the damn fight, okay? I didn't have an issue with Plant turning down the fight, but like, I understand you wanted more time to train, but dude, like, it's not like you took a lot of damage in your fight and you were offered the fucking fight, dude. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes would have taken that fight. Plant was offered the fight. He was offered the damn fight. All right? Like, and he said no. Okay? I mean, those are just the facts. If we're going to tell the truth, let's tell the whole fucking story. You know? BFTB says he had an issue with him turning down the fight. Fair enough. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta, if we're gonna tell the truth, let's tell the whole fucking truth, right? That's just the way I feel about it, man. Billy Joe, like, he wanted more time for this, and Plant turned on the fight. So not every instance Canelo's, like, 2019, I got no criticism for Canelo. I don't. Let me put it this way. Danny Jacobs, was that a good win, Chief Funky?
That's a great win for Canelo.
Danny Jacobs slapped Derenchenko around the ring for 12 rounds, bro. Slapped him around. All right? So if Derevchenko is a legitimate opponent, which I do believe he is, then we gotta give him credit. Give Danny Jacobs credit for getting that win. Okay, so that's a good win. And then of course I think Kovalev was a good win too. Obviously Kovalev was a little past it. Yes, he picked someone who it was a calculated risk, and I get that, but still, you know what I mean? It's a better opponent than a lot of these dudes got. I didn't like Liam Smith and I didn't like Rocky Fielding. All right. I didn't like those fights. But, now the Benavidez thing, I think we have a disagreement here. I don't consider it a duck. That's Hollywood. Okay. Wolfpack thinks it's a duck. All right. It's cool. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. All right. Rocky Slave House is my issue, says BFTV. Right, Jupiter B says, I ride with Plant on that. Canelo was well rested, optimal time to training, then try to get people not to have the same. I mean, look, you can argue that. I don't have an issue with Plant saying, okay, nah, right? But at the same time, we can't accuse Canelo of ducking Plant. You know what I mean? I just feel like it works both ways. Finally, hey, this is all I'm going to say, all right? And by the way, shout out to Ashy Knuckles and check out a puncher's chance from last night, by the way. I got to say, G-Funky, everyone knows, I ride it with the Charlos, okay? I'm not a big Charlo fan, like 92 who says I am, like that. But I like the Charlos. I've supported the Charlos. I want the Charlos to get their shine. They're from Texas, you know what I mean? So I support the Charlos, all right? Also, we had him on Rope-A-Dope years ago. So the fact that I knew him from prospects and followed their career, hey, I want nothing but the best for them. But if what Mal said is true, all right, I didn't turn down no Canelo fight talking to his brother. If that's true, then we got to stop saying Canelo ducked him. That's just me.
Yeah, no, that should be everyone's that's what everyone should be saying, if that's the truth. If he came out and said, I believe he said, I would have never, what do you say? I would have never turned down Canelo for 15 million. Hey, it's a duck, flat out, plain and simple. If that's the case, and that's the thing. I see these guys in the chat, they're like, you didn't say that about Charlo, blah blah blah. Look, we're saying it right now. The younger one came out and said, hey, he turned down 15 million. It's a flat out duck. I mean, there's no way we could have go around that. I'm sorry, but there's just no way.
Yeah. Now, does that mean I don't want the fights? I want the fight. I want Jermall Charlo to fight Canelo Alvarez. I want that fight.
I want to see it too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the WBC came out and said, if Jermall wins his next fight, we'll totally put him in Canelo for that WBC strap. Fuck it, he could fight Anvil. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever to me. You know what I mean? At that point, but that's what I want. So hey, BFTB, that's a good example, man. Ruiz took it last second. You know what I mean? Look at what happened. Plant could have shocked the world, bro. Sometimes you got to stay ready. Got to stay ready, by the way. You know what I mean? And that's what I'll say about that. You know what I mean? Like we got to consider those things and all that good stuff. All right. Look, man, it's easy to say, oh, Canelo, always blame Canelo, blame Canelo. It's easy to do that. All right. But when you look at the facts, when you lay them out, are there some guys that I've said, like, I'll be honest, I have a hard time justifying why they never try to really make that Andrade fight. I have a hard time with that. Okay?
Yeah.
So Canelo now like squeaky clean on everything. No fighter is. All right? But hey, his own brother's saying you turned down the fight, bro. Like that's like, come on. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's have an honest conversation. If Ramon Alvarez came out, okay, shout out to his brother who got knocked out by Lara, by the way. If Ramon Alvarez came out and said, hey, güey, tú le ofrecieron una pelea con Charlo y le corriste, güey. Te vienen a dar 35,000. Like if he said, hey, man, they offered you a fight with Charlo, you fucking ducked them, bro. okay, and he was having beef with his brother. Come on, dude, that shit will be everywhere, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
That shit will be everywhere. You know it would. Like, yeah, his own fucking brother said that.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm just saying, like, is Canelo clean on everything? Absolutely not. Am I still going to hold his feet to the fire? Absolutely. This is a trash fight. Canelo signs this fight with the Anvil. I'm going to criticize him for it. Period. Period.
But D-Style, he earned it. He earned it, D-Style.
Earned what? Who? The Anvil? Because it was part of the Heart Foundation or what? Shout out to Beat Rockledge, Charlotte, and I was well, but saying you want Canelo and they're turning down isn't cool. Okay, I need to see that. Well, there you go. I mean, now, could it be that his brother just said that because he was mad? And I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's something to look at. You know? But either way, it means that both ducked each other because we know for a fact Canelo dropped his belt to avoid Charlo, and I can't fact check the accusation. And look, like I said, I just want to see the fight. You know what I mean? No, Paul, this is literally the definition of not sweeping anything under the rug. If we were sweeping things under the rug, we wouldn't have addressed it, bro. Come on. You know what I mean? With that said, Chief Funky, who's down with HCP?
Everybody.
Everybody. You know me. Check it out. Make sure you throw a jab at my like button. For everybody listening on the Leave It in the Ring network, you know, we appreciate your listens. You can follow us at T-Style Boxing and at Chief Funky 84 on Twitter. Let us know what you think about the show. Man, crazy stuff, bro. The dudes with blue check marks, you know, talking about our show and stuff, Chief Funky, that they listen to us all the time. I'm like, whoa, what? Crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, man, Psycho Boxing Fan Watts, I didn't win a belt already at 68 when he killed Rocky. Remind me again, it was a regular belt because Rocky Fielding. You know what I mean? So that's what that belt was, man. Yo, Chief Funky, man. You have any, before we move on, you have anything else you wanted to say regarding this whole situation? This whole fucked up situation. You know what I mean?
It is. It's crazy, man. And you know what? The thing is this, man. You know, anytime we come out and criticize guys, especially when it comes to Canelo, you know, we're always going to get the guys say, but what about this guy? And you know, this is what the young guys like to say, you don't keep that same energy, you know? Well, you know what we say around here? We stay consistent. And if it's a fucking duck, it's a fucking duck. Flat out. You know, like we said, we're not pulling we're not sweeping nothing under the rug here with Charlo. We just talked about it. If his brother said, hey, you turned down 15 million, it's a goddamn duck with extra plum sauce. Okay. Yeah. Just like anything else, you know, and we talk about all the other stuff. You know, we've talked about Crawford, how he should be getting busy, and about his resume, how he's not fighting anybody. So I don't want to hear that nonsense, guys. You guys can go over to those other channels and those other shows that play sides like that, but we don't do that here, man. All right, we stay consistent.
Speaking of playing sides, bro, look, I like Crawford, man. I really do. And I want to support him, man. And look, personally, I rate the Horn win pretty high because he had just come off a victory over Pacquiao. You know what I mean? But since then, bro, like he's got to fight somebody at 147. You know what I mean? Like I really need him to fight somebody. All right? Like it's just like, as a fan, I want to see him show his stuff. But I can't. I don't know, man. I thought the Ugas fight was a done deal, and I was excited for that fight. It's not happening. I don't think they went that extra mile to make it happen. Well, what do you think is going on with Crawford, man? You know, what's your opinion on that?
Oh man, you know, I really like Bud Crawford, and you know, he's one of my top guys in the sport right now, and you know, he unified, and he's one of the last guys to actually not unify, but became undisputed at 140. But man, ever since the guys moved to 147, it's been, I hate to say it again, but it's been pure dumpster juice, man. since he's been at 147. Okay. Not only that, he got dropped by one of these dumpster juice guys he's been in there with, the Mean Machine.
It was a flash knock. It wasn't a drop. It was a flash knockdown.
He got hit and he went down, but you know what? Hey, he got up and won the fight. You know, he dominated the fight from there. But you know, hey, I'm not gonna pull favoritism here, even though I like Crawford. He got clipped, went down, got up, came back to win the fight. Good for you. Now I need you in there with somebody, man. I need to see you. I don't know, Ugas. I mean, damn, somebody. You gotta face somebody, man. At this point, it's getting really old, and you know, I'm just ready to see Crawford in there with somebody with a pulse at this point. You know, I don't care who it is. We know that Spence is fighting Garcia, so you know we got two guys that are out of the picture there. We got Porter fighting Formella this weekend. So I mean, there's some guys that he can get in there with, but we'll see, man. I keep hearing Pacquiao, possibly. You know, I would take Pacquiao at this point, even though Pacquiao's 40+ years old. But I think Pacquiao's better than anybody he's been in there with at 147 currently. So I'll take it. I mean, Mikey Garcia, we know him and Mikey Garcia have a history. They fought each other in the amateurs and things like that. That could be a good fight too. So, hey, man, let's do this thing, man. I'm ready for Crawford, man. You got to step it up here at 147, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that really quick. By the way, interesting live stream with BFTV, bro. I was listening to that. This dude say, all right, hey, G-Funky, did he see? Maybe I missed it because I remember I did the fight live. I called it. I was at my cousin's house. We did it at his house and stuff. And, like, maybe I missed it. Like, did you see when Errol Spence was hurt 5 times against Porter and his knees buckled 5 times? Did you see that? Did you watch that shit?
I might have missed that one. No, I did not see Crawford or Earl Spence buckled 5 times. I don't know. I don't know where the hell that's coming from, but that was a hell of a fight, man. The only guy that I seen buckled was Sean Porter when he got hit in the middle of an exchange and dropped to a knee. You know, that's really all I seen.
He was hurt 5 times, and maybe you understand this, but his knees buckled 5 times and everything. I don't know what does that mean and everything? Like, is that like the knees buckle and like the whole body buckles? Like, what does that mean and everything?
I'm not quite sure what and everything means. I'm really not quite sure what 5 times being buckled means because that just didn't happen.
No. 5 times the knees buckled and everything.
And everything.
Like, it's not only did the knees buckle, like, and everything else happened. Like, well, what's everything else? I need to hear the rest of the story, bro. Maybe I watched the wrong fight or something. Like, you know, I'm like, maybe I was watching an MMA fight or something. I didn't realize.
Yeah, we're looking at something different, I guess, because I did not see that, man. I mean, I seen some good exchanges. I seen both guys get hit with good, clean shots in a damn good fight, and what I thought was the fight of the year. So, I mean,
dude, I could get like Castillo Corrales, right, where it's a fucking war. None of those dudes like knees buckled 5 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy, bro. How do you knees buckle 5 times and you finish the fight and you win? Like, you know, that's insane, dude. Like, that's like every other round, like his knees buckled. Like, that's crazy, dude.
Or maybe he buckled multiple times in a round. I don't know.
Hey, I don't get it, bro. The dude also said, he goes, hey, I was the first one to bring up defense. Like, what? Yo, this dude was on YouTube talking about defensive shit when Willie Pep was around, bro. Like, he taught Willie Pep defense, bro.
Oh, yeah. He's the master of defense, you know? That's crazy, man. I don't know where all this stuff comes from, man. I really don't.
Right. Man, let me just say, like, I was the first one to talk defense. Like, what the hell? Like, what year was this? You know what I mean? He taught Mayweather defense, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
but
taught them all. Hopkins, all of them. Huh?
man, somebody just gotta watch what they say, bro. Like, listen to what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, listen. He also said, I'm just obsessed with what this dude was saying. So he said, he literally said, like in all absolutes, like in a matter of fact, that if you collect all the belts, if you're undisputed, you get to move up in weight, and you can pick any of the sanctioning body belts and fight for it. That's a rule.
I don't know, man. I mean,
It's
the
not a rule.
rules. I mean, it's probably not. But it sure seems like it sometimes. And the only reason I'm gonna say that is because with the recent events that went on with
the problem with, like, I like that he said sometimes, but when you say that in an absolutes like that,
yeah,
that someone can easily bring up an example, and then you
Yeah.
look, you know what I mean? Like Usyk didn't just get to go up and pick whatever belt and just fight for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, apparently since Benavidez missed weight, I believe it's the WBC again. They've already put him number 1 at 175, and he's not even official light heavyweight.
Hey, dude, even the WBC is like, bro, it's time to move up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just throw in the white towel with the weight, bro. You know what I mean? Just move it on, move it on. Hey, Chief Funky, I'm about to piss off some dudes, bro, because I'm gonna give you some news about the WBC. Okay. And the WBC, like, man, I know what the problem is, bro. I just don't. But I want to kind of show everybody this, man. I can't believe they're doing this. I should believe it, but I still can't believe it. Right. So breaking news, but Chief Funky, I want you to, as I remove this, read me what it says in the bottom there.
WBC lightweight interim title.
Who's the WBC franchise champion at lightweight?
Vasily Lomachenko.
Vasil Lomachenko. And who's the whole champion?
I believe that would be Devin Haney.
So why the fuck is this fight for a title?
I have no idea.
What is this? What are you guys doing?
I don't know. This is crazy, man.
Like, I am. What do you mean this is for, like, the interim title? Like, if you wanted to charge a sanctioning fee, just do it for the stupid diamond belt or something. What are you doing? You already have 2 fucking champions, bro. You already have 2 quote-unquote champions. Now you guys are, greed, money. I get it, but what are you doing? Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. It's always been bad, but it's getting worse right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, just like with the Anvil Neidhart, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the last time I seen Luke Campbell fight, he lost against Lomachenko, right? The franchise. So, I mean, is that one of the perks of fighting the franchise champion? You lose, you get a chance at the interim, the next fight. I mean, I don't get it, man. Like,
you know what? When you win the franchise belt, bro, like Shane Douglas, like, puts it on you. You know what I mean? Like, he puts on the belt, bro. But the franchise, on the franchise, woo! Like freaking Ric Flair over here. But
the triple threat,
dude. Like, what are you doing? You're making this obvious, bro. Why have Campbell and Ryan Garcia fight? First of all, Campbell's coming off a loss. This whole but he put on a good performance bullshit is bullshit. All right? So, like, what? Just put Ryan against Devin Haney, dude. What are you doing? What is this?
I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that the fight apparently seems to be done according to the WBC here. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Whoever wins, I guess maybe they get a shot at Haney, or or maybe they get a shot at the franchise, whoever that may be, Lomachenko or Lopez. I don't know, man. It's they've created such a mess, dude, with all this stuff. It's man, it's really making my head hurt, man, just thinking about it.
I can't believe that this is for the interim title. Like, and they're sneaking it in. You see how it's like they're sneaking it in the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
You know? I said, oh, don't worry, it's an interim title. Like, come on. This is like, if I was Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell, I'd give him the middle finger and I'd say, nah, you're not going to get a fucking sanctioning fee from me. Charge me when I fight for the real thing. You know what I mean? That's what I would tell him.
Yeah. Interim. Is this like the WBC's version of the Intercontinental belt and WWF? I mean, I don't know. Like, what does this do for you winning the interim belt? Like,
it's a world champion, bro. It's a world championship. You know what I mean? But this is done when the guy's like, you know, injured or like the champion's injured or something, and you know what I mean, and he's not going to fight for a while, so you want somebody to be champion, then you'll unify with them. But Haney's trying to get an opponent right now. Like, I don't understand this. He could fight.
Yeah.
You know? Like, well, what is this? You know, I just BNTV saying, yo, order like the fights we want. Like, you know, like what? Do that, you know? Like, what the hell, dude? Look, I like this fight, Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, but it shouldn't be for the title. I agree with you, Peter Bean. That's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be an eliminator. You know? I don't get it.
Yeah, beats me, man. And I'll be honest with you. This is exactly why I don't get involved with the business side of boxing. It's always some ridiculous shit going on, and that's why I just stick to talking about either fights that are made or fights that could possibly happen, and make my predictions, and that's it, man. That's really all we should be concerned with anyway. But I mean, because they create such a mess with all these belts, like it's honestly, it's not even worth it to me to keep up with it, man. It's just not.
And I don't get it, you know what I mean? But tell you what, Chavez is out here talking about knocking out Arce. They're gonna have a bout, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so Chavez is fighting Arce. They're gonna have an exhibition. Okay. Tyson is having an exhibition with Roy Jones. Roy Jones is threatening to pull out because he wants to be compensated for the time that the fight was delayed. You're gonna get paid when the fight happens, bro. Like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, well, you're retired. What else were you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what is this, bro? Compensate me. Like, okay. You know, we're like doing a GoFundMe for you. You're still arguing about it. Like, what is this?
I don't understand that. Like, the fight's on pay-per-view. You're gonna make a nice little piece of change. You know,
the old man.
You're fighting. Yeah, you're fighting another old guy for the AARP fucking belt or whatever it is. You know, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand what Roy's doing, man. Crazy.
And now, Oscar De La Hoya is talking about coming into the ring, bro. You know, Oscar De La Hoya gonna fight. You know, and not only that, let me play this clip for y'all. Guess who's back, bro? And I don't want you middleweights out there ducking them. Guess who's back? J-Funk, I want your reaction after this. What
yeah.
Maravilla, G-Funky. You see that knee brace, bro? What the fuck? Let's get into like, might as well just put on a prosthetic leg, bro. You know what I mean? What's going on over here? But, dude, let me tell you something, dude. He's fighting nobody. If he loses it's going to be sad, bro. I don't like it when these guys come back and they lose to these nobodies. It's fucking sad, but well, what do you think?
I'm good with Maravilla, man. I think he looks nice. The hands still look good. The only problem is, again, the knee brace. A big part of his game was to move around the ring and set traps and things like that. But the hand speed still looks good. I mean, the power. I mean, he's getting some nice snap on them shots on the bag. But as far as over here, what we got here, Mr. Chandelier and Mr. Fishnets. This is a great topic for you and Ashley, because if anything, Oscar has one hell of a puncher's chance against Amir Khan. I mean, obviously he's an active fighter. He's a lot younger, so he's probably gonna, have the advantages against an old, out of his prime, 47-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. But one thing that we know about power, man, it's always the last thing to leave. And Oscar had lightning in that left hand, man. So he's got a puncher's chance, man. I think if he lands the left hook on Amir Khan, he's out. Calling it right now. He's out of there, man.
Look, bro. I don't want to see Oscar back in the ring, you know what I mean? But hey, if he does come back, Khan's an active fighter, bro. Like, it took Canelo like 5-6 rounds to catch the motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like, is an old Oscar going to catch him? Now, look, if he lands a left hook, okay, if he lands a left hook, you know what I mean? He's going night-night. There's no way Amir Khan's going to take that left hook. There's no way. You know what I mean? But is he going to land it, though? It's an interesting fight. You know what I mean? But if he's going to come back, he could fight him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If he's going to take a shot at anybody that's active, Amir Khan. But what weight would this be at? I mean, Oscar, he's obviously above at least 147. That's the last place I seen Khan fight. I mean, he did move up to 155 to fight Canelo. So weight would definitely be something that I would want to know. Because Oscar, like I said, he's been retired for a long time now. So I would very interested to see what kind of weight class they would set this up for Oscar, because it'd really be for him, man. Because I don't think he can make 147 anymore. I mean, he looked like a dead man against Pacquiao in his last fight at 147. So I don't think he can go to welterweight anymore. So I'm thinking maybe like middleweight would maybe be the best weight for this. But if it's seriously happening, man, like I think Oscar got a hell of a shot, man. That jab, he's got a great jab.
I hear you guys. Like I know that Amir, the dude is a chandelier, bro. I get it. You know what I mean? Like he's expensive like a chandelier. With $7 million to get him in the ring with Crawford, okay? But Khan's an active fighter, bro. Like I don't know, but like that matters. Like Oscar's almost 50 years old, dude. You know what I mean? It's he might embarrass Oscar in there, bro. He might just be peppering the shit out of him, and Oscar might be having no win after like 3 rounds. You know what I mean? Like it could be like, remember, Amir Khan was outboxing Canelo for about 2-3 rounds. And Canelo's in his prime, and this was at middleweight. So, like, you got to think about that. Amir Khan handled Alexander in there. Hey, he gets hit with a left hook. It's good night. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it's going to land.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy. But, I mean, Khan, he's not the most defensive guy. We know that. He likes to throw these little flurries and things like that. Oscar might just say, hey, I'm going to just let my hands go as soon as this guy's throwing. He might land something big, but the odds are definitely in Khan's favor, no doubt about it. But this is, if anything is interesting, I mean, Arce versus Chavez, Jones versus Tyson. This is the most interesting, because Oscar, if he lands, he could win. If he lands, that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, it's because Oscar might be stopped. Like if if it's too much and the refs like steps in. But I don't see Khan like knocking him out cold or anything. So yeah, it could definitely be interesting. No doubt about it. So I'm personally, I'm looking forward to it. If it happens, but the Maravilla fight, it's another one. Martinez versus De La Hoya.
Mm.
What do you think of that fight?
That's a better fight because, Maravilla has got to be about 40, 43, 44 now. I mean, he's not that far behind Oscar, I think. I know he was close to 40 by the time he retired after the Cotto fight. So that's, it's been a few years since that happened. So he's, they're a lot closer in age. They've both been inactive. But Maravilla, man, he looks sharp still with his hands, I mean, he might not be able to move around, but he probably won't need to move around against an old Oscar. But I think that's a much better matchup. But I would still favor Maravilla for sure.
Maravilla, right? I think he's like the guy. What about Anvil versus Oscar?
Oscar, take an Oscar.
You know what? I'm not even being funny when I say this. There's a good chance Oscar might take him.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar might beat that dude, bro. So, shit. You know what I mean? Oscar got a better fundamentals, which is better for old age. His ion G. The power is the last thing to go. He lands that left hook. It's good night. Period. Like, there ain't no way Khan's going to take that left hook. Even the power jab from Oscar could give him trouble, but it's just the age, bro. The reflexes. In a fight with Pacquiao, he couldn't, pull the trigger, bro. You know what I mean? And Khan has fast fucking hands, and that might, overwhelm him, I believe. I'm going to conduct search party for Khan Shaw afterwards. Alexander Martinez, I appreciate the advice about what we should talk about, but we already talked about that. You know what I mean? So you can check the archive. We did talk about Canelo. So make sure you check that out for sure. And we also talked about Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. Come on, that's why you guys got to show up 10 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, Hispanics causing panic, so you don't miss the topics. All right. Also, you guys are telling me we're not getting notifications. You don't need the notifications. You should already know Hispanics causing panic goes live 10 p.m. Eastern. This is the August 19th edition of Hispanics causing panic. Make sure you throw a jab. Throw a jab at the like button. Make sure that the like button does turn blue. All right. Please, please, please make sure you do that. All right. And any final thoughts on this, G-Funky, on this Khan wanting this fight, bro, wanting that smoke? You know what I mean?
Khan, I mean, at this point, he's acting like a con, pun intended. Right. He's only looking for fights to make money. He's not looking to build a legacy or try to make a comeback, and have a run. He's just looking to make money. And I mean, like it or not, Oscar's a big draw still. I'm sure there's a lot of those rucas from back in the day that were buying the pay-per-views and going to his fights. Their fights all still around, waiting to see this guy fight again. So it'll probably be a money draw for sure. But I favor Khan just because he's younger and he's active. But if he gets clipped, it's good night. Good night, Khan.
Yeah. I could see when BTB put Khan could be beating the shit out of him, you know what I mean? And then out of nowhere, pop, you know what I mean? And Khan's all wobbly and shit, yeah. Get this smoke on here. How's it going? All right, let's get to the 40 likes ASAP. We're almost there. Press my damn like button. All right, now check it out. All right, and Bam Bam Tweed on here. The show don't get started till Bam Bam Tweed shows up. Shout out to Bam Bam Tweed. Great support of the channel. Tomorrow, stay tuned. Make sure you tune in. All right. We're going to have Throwback Thursday with myself, Dragon Style. Blood Boxing will be on here. We'll be having a magazine giveaway. Chavez Speaks Out. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you're here on time. That show, write it down right now. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's 7 Pacific, 6 Mountain, 5 out there in the West Coast. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I said it's, let me say that again. 8 Eastern. Okay. 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. Okay. So that's tomorrow. We're also going to have Joe Habib on here. We're going to have Borges. I don't know if you guys remember him. Okay. Old school YouTuber. And then, of course, Julian will be on here. Another old school from The Distance. So Throwback Thursday, The Distance. So make sure you guys tune in for that. All right. Do not miss that show. And also check out yesterday's show, Weekend Aftermath with Ashley Knuckles, a puncher's chance. We talk about Gary Russell wanted to fight Crawford, White Povetkin, the breakdowns there, and the Charlotte Twins beef. So make sure you guys check that one out as well. Great show. And visit MandatoryDefense.com. All right. With that said, all right. I believe, well, that's it, actually. I want to talk about Teofimo Lopez. Talk to us about this, G Funky. Teofimo Lopez attacks the media before, and while you get that ready, a Bandman tweet says, will Crawford Thurman happen with that super chat? Okay. Before we get to the Teofimo Lopez, what do you think about that, G Funky? Crawford fighting Thurman. Thurman's calling him out. Do you think that fight can happen? And would you like to see that fight?
Man, I think any fight could happen. We see promoters work with each other, so any of these fights could happen. So yes, I think it could happen, and I think that's a great fight, man. I know people have been mad at Thurman for some of the things he's done recently, and he looked bad against Josecito Lopez, but he had a good fight against Pacquiao. That's a fight he should have won, especially a guy is up there in age like Pacquiao, but he came up short. But it was a good competitive fight. And I think Crawford versus Thurman is a good fight too, man. I mean, it's way better than anything Crawford has done at 147. Like that's a big step up at 147. So damn right I want to see it.
All right, well, there you go. And I want to see it too. It should happen. I'll say that. When it comes to boxing, bro, I'm not very optimistic. You know what I mean? I know it's like a sad thing to hear, and like you know what I mean, and we're all supposed to be positive in life and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But man, I'm just not that positive. About the fight happening. Just being honest. I'm not that positive about it. So, shout out to Haplotype on here. How's it going? He says, nice to hear some real boxing talk here on YouTube. He says every Wednesday. 10 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, a puncher's chance. There's some other great content out there as well. You know what I mean? Not just with us, of course. So you guys check all those guys out. I want to say that was a badass video, Desan. The problem with boxing today and the money these dudes are wanting to get paid, you knocked it out of the park. I appreciate any feedback for sure. And so let's get to it, Chief Funky. And again, Batman Tweet, I appreciate the support. What's going on with Teofimo Lopez, bro? He got a little angry. What did he say?
Well, I believe that this was in wake of the Raleigh robbery is what I'm going to call it. I know that's his buddy, and he got a gift decision this weekend. But he tweeted out something where he said, how is it that a majority of these boxing journalists are so-called experts, with the quotations, experts, but have never fought a day in their life, in or outside of the ring, and yet we have to listen to the shit. LOL, hashtag pathetic. Wow. Man, taking shots at the media, bro. You want to go first, or you want me to burn on this?
Go ahead, burn.
We were
talking about U-Log, and we got the motherfucker in the fire. Burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and unfortunately, California is on fire right now, man. There's ash and smoke blowing all over.
Maybe it was a little too soon to say that, right? Okay, go ahead.
But you guys know I like Teofimo Lopez. I think he's got a bright future. But this is the excuse that a lot of these fighters use anytime something goes on and people talk about it and they don't like it. I know that he's good friends with Raleigh, Ronaldo, Romero. But come on, man. You got to do better than that. Nobody's claiming to be experts and things like that. Of course, we're not in the ring like you. I mean, that just goes without saying. But, the thing is this: if you don't want to hear what journalists or boxing fans opinions on fights, I mean, we're doing you guys a favor at the end of the day. You know, people come and they hear our content, they hear us talk about you, and you know, they get excited. They want to catch fights that you're in and things like that. So I mean, we're at the end of the day, we're really hooking you up. I mean, hell, your own dad is a subscriber to this channel here, and he's left comments on this channel when we've talked about you and your upcoming fights and things like that. So I mean, you know, I know he's just trying to protect his buddy and things like that, but you know, you don't have to be in the ring to know about the sport. You know, you just don't. You might know more about it. Obviously, you know, you've trained, you're in there, you're exchanging punches with guys, but you know, hey, we know boxing too, man. So, you know, I just don't like when these athletes do this, man. I just don't.
Well, his argument was, and yes, that's what it was, Jupiter B. But his argument was, well, he said he could rematch him. So let me just say this, okay? If you get robbed, Theo, okay? If you get robbed, fans are going to speak out about it. How would you feel if you were robbed? Like, let's say you get robbed against Lomachenko, like highway robbery, right? Biggest fight of your life. It'll be like Phil Collins in The Air in the Night. You've been waiting for this moment your whole life, right? Because this is the one. This is it. This is a big fight. This is a legacy fight, all right? And there's a lot of guys riding with you. We're riding with you 100%. You know what I mean? And if you get robbed, okay, what are you going to say? You know what I mean? Like it's, you got to keep the same energy. Are we going to not say anything about it? Like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't know anything about boxing, so I don't know if he was robbed or not. You know what I mean? Like we have to, like, you know, keep it 100 here. It's, you don't have to go out of your way to say that it was a robbery or anything like that, but let's just keep it real, you know? Like, it's, he didn't win that fight. Sorry. Your friend didn't win that fight. Like, I'm just going to say it. He didn't win that fight. Okay? So at the end of the day, you know, it's, you can say whatever you want, but now granted, you know, what I will say, Chief Funky, and you do have guys like Dan Raphael that attack fighters, and you know, and you know, like when Dan Raphael said to Shannon Briggs, yeah, you like, I wish like you would have stayed in the hospital even longer after the Vitality fight. You know what I mean? And maybe that's a bit much. You know what I mean? But like, so I'm not here to do that personally, but at the end of the day, man, boxing fans coming on here and predicting fights, and we all have that eye test, you know, and that's what makes the sport fun. That's what the banter and the talking shit and all that. That's what makes the sport fun, you know. So look, man, I'm still riding with Theo in this fight. I still think he's gonna knock out Lomachenko. If he gets robbed, guess what? I'm gonna speak out about it, and I'm gonna give my opinion about it. I'm gonna say he got robbed. You know, if Lomachenko gets robbed, I'm gonna say Lomachenko was robbed. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. So if it could have gone either way, I'll say it could have gone either way. All right. So Absolutely. At the end of the day, like, I get where he's coming from to a certain degree, you know, but sometimes if you generalize, like, you're attacking more people than maybe you're intending to attack.
Exactly. That happens a lot. I was just gonna say that you know, he spoke in a generalization. You know, I'm sure that there's a lot of guys that cover boxing that he's cool with, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's, you know, my thing is this, man, when you come from a place of emotion, and that's where I believe this was coming from. He was emotional about his friend not only becoming getting a belt, but you know, people talking shit about him. You know, so he felt like he needed to jump on and defend his friend, you know. But at the end of the day, like you said, you know, we're going to be consistent. If you get robbed against Lomachenko, you know, if that happens, we're going to come on here and say robbery. Or if it's the other way around, you know, and with any fight, not just this fight, just any fight, we're going to come out and say what we feel and things like that. So, yeah, still riding with Teofimo. I think he's going to knock Lomachenko out. And we'll be covering it, Teofimo. And if your dad is subscribed, man, so come back. We'll come back post-fight after you beat Lomachenko, man. We'll be right here talking about it.
Spark out. It's going to spark him out. You know what I mean? I have a feeling like he didn't mean it the way it came. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he was just defending his dude. You know what I mean? Like, he was being a loyal friend. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's got to call it like it is,
Yeah, got to be honest, yeah.
Got to be honest. So that's that. Okay, shout out to everybody listening on the Leave It in the Ring network. I don't have to be a butcher to know steak is good, says Bam Bam Tweet. Yeah. You don't have to be an architect to know that a building looks good. You know what I mean? Like that it's made well. Like if the faucet's leaking, I don't have to be a plumber to know the plumber didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
Like it's just the way it is. Now obviously, like G Funky said, there's certain intricacies that boxers are going to know more than ever anybody. That's why it's good to have a boxer on commentary on television, and that's why it's good to bring boxers like we've been doing and to get their perspective, because again, you need to see things from all angles, and the fighter's angle is probably the best angle. It definitely is. Mm-hmm. But hey, but I also want to say this, even if what he said is true, right? All the damn fighters I see are saying it was a robbery too. So like, like I don't like a lot of fighters are saying it was a robbery. So I just don't understand, Yeah,
it's emotion, man. He's a young guy. And we all know how it is, man. We've all been there, we're some OGs compared to these dudes, compared to a guy like Teofimo. We're up there. I ain't that
old, bro. I'm only 21 years old, you funky. What you talking about?
My mistake. I didn't mean to date you, all right? But G-Funk is an OG, man. I'm old. So I understand, man. I used to be the same exact way when I was his age, so I get it, But I mean, the truth is the truth, man, and your friend got a gift decision, man. I mean, what else could I say? I didn't agree with the decision. Now, if he gets back in there, like he said, if he gets back in there and rematches him, which I think he should do, because I'm all about getting that smoke again. Prove it then. Prove to us. Prove that we are wrong. Prove it. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you know what? In fairness, he did say that. He did say he's going to go back in there and rematch him. I don't know if he's going to do that, but that's what he was saying. If a guy's willing to go back in there and stuff like that, I get that 100%. You know what I mean? So props to him if he goes back in there and proves it, but it's yet to be seen. You know what I mean? Like it reminds me of that scene on Cinderella Man when James Braddock sees the reporter. And then Braddock remembered like something he wrote in the newspaper, like on his last loss, and he's out of memory. He said it to him, right? And the reporter goes, "Hey, Jim, I don't fight the fights. I just write about them." You know what I mean? Yeah. I just write about what I saw. That's all. Don't take it personal. I mean, none of this should be personal. So that's my thought on that. Man, G-Funk, this has been a fire show. I want to thank everybody that tuned in, right? Any final words, Chief Funky?
Just say, man, thank you guys for tuning in to Hispanic Cause and Panic. Make sure that you hit that like button. Thank you guys for interacting with us in the chat. It's always good to see all you guys. Spread the word, man, about HCP, man. We're doing good things here. So make sure you share this on all your social media platforms and things like that. Make sure you subscribe to the channels. And, we love to talk boxing, man. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do our thing, man. Thank you guys. And always remember, HCP Wolfpack, baby.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on over here? Make sure you tune in tomorrow, Throwback Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Shout out to everybody listening on the Leave It in the Ring network. Give us your feedback on Twitter. Again, at D-Style Boxing, at GFunky84. We also follow Dave at Leave It in the Ring as well, so you could check us out there as well. Catch us on all podcast platforms. All right, you could catch us on archive there as well. Shout out to Chicano Prophet, Miguel Moldragon, Bam Bam Tweed, Jupiter B, Haplotype, BFTB, and everybody that showed up. Who's down with HCP, G Funky?
Everybody.
That's right, everybody. This is D-Style Boxing, and what do we say?
Always keep it boxing.
Keep it boxing. We are out of here.
Panic causing panic. Let's go.